our next speaker, Seppo Tarvainen, also known as quite the optimist,
Yeah.
will share some insights on boosting software quality, team well-being, and please welcome Seppo.
Thank you. Well, yeah. Hello, everyone. My topic for today is better software makes happier teams. First of all, extremely short introduction. Like said, I'm Seppo Tarvainen, and I'm a full stack engineer at Siili1. My Siili1, yeah, it's a consulting company, and my clients are mainly from the Finnish public sector. And considering Agile, there is a lot of work to be done. But anyway, my topic today consists more of how we build software, and not so much on what to build or why to build it. I'll start with this progress principle, and then I continue to high-performing teams. And after that's been taken care of, we'll talk about continuous delivery and collaboration. And I'll wrap up with technical and excellence and the importance of celebrating your victories. Anyway, I'm so happy to be here. Great talks, great workshops, all in all, simply beautifully organized events. And of course, great audience, yes. Are you also happy to be here? Yeah, yeah, I see some nodding. Yes, that's good. But are you happy in general? But not that much nodding anymore. And that figures. Stack Overflow made a questionnaire last year about job industry satisfaction, among other things. And the results were that 1/3 of the respondents were actually unhappy at work. So maybe about this group here is unhappy. You're up to your throats when it comes to work. Could you make a brief frowning face or something? Thank you for playing along. And 20% were so smaller group than this one. Maybe you here, you are happy. You can, yeah, great, thank you. And the rest of you, about a half, are neutral or contemplated. If you can make an expressionless face looking into the void, no visible or readable feelings in your face, and you're good, thank you, natural, I would say. Happy and neutral group and sad. Today I'd like to ask, how could we turn some of you who are sad or neutral to happy, or at least neutral if you're unhappy at work? And I'd say we shouldn't be concentrating on making people happy. Instead, what we should focus on is the environment, procedures, and the ways of working to create a place where the people can thrive. We should focus on quality to enable progress. There's an interesting article in Harvard Business Review published maybe 15 years ago called Power of Small Wins, which just discusses about this progress principle. It states that even though the clear goals are nice and recognition every once in a while won't hurt anyone, and if you do any of those, please don't stop doing it. It's not my intention. But what I'm trying to say that if you can't make progress in your work, you won't feel those moments of accomplishment. And without those moments, you will feel meaningless and sad. In the context of software development, what is it that makes us so sad? And according to the same survey, the clear winner here is technical debt. 63% of the respondents raised that up, and no matter if the person was in a management position or an individual contributor, meaning like a developer or tester. And if you think of it, technical debt, basically by definition, is something that slows down progress or makes it impossible in some situations. It potentially causes setbacks, which are quite the opposite from progress. And when you're having a single bad day at work, it might be due to some sort of a setback. And yes, that is normal, we all have those. But if you're constantly unhappy, it might be that you're experiencing these setbacks all the time. You stare at your laptop 8 hours a day without achieving practically nothing. You become frustrated and you spread that frustration to the people around you. And on the other hand, the thing that brings the most satisfaction at work, according to the survey, is the very opposite. Whether the respondents were happy, unhappy, or somewhere in between, all professional developers agree that improving the quality of code and the developer environments provide the most satisfaction at work. And these are known from that they are enablers of progress. There are similarities in State of DevOps reports. In their book Accelerate, the authors divided the teams with high-performing teams, medium performers, and low performers. And recent reports also add this elite team. And the categories that were studied were how frequently the team makes a deploy, how long it takes to implement the change and run the code in production, how many of those changes fail or introduce bugs, how fast the team recovers if there's problems with deployment. And the results are high performers, they deploy more often. The implemented code is running in production sooner. Their deploys introduce less bugs. And if the deploy fails, they recover faster. And as a bonus point, they are happier. They seem to be better in every aspect. And there seems to be like no trade-offs. They work hard, but also smart. They simply are not overwhelmed or frustrated because the effort they put in matters and is visible in the result. They get feedback on their work, and they make progress. Knowing this, and knowing that being better makes us happier, we could ask, how can we become one of those high-performing teams. And I'd say if we want to become happy, we should start aiming for continuous delivery. Being able to release on demand pretty much requires that the team practices continuous delivery. And the key ingredients of the practice is that we only have one active development branch, which we will call trunk. And work in that particular branch must always be done. No manual work is needed after the work is in that branch. And the pipeline defines whether we can release or not. So if it goes green, we can release. And the third thing is that deployment to any environment happens through the pipeline. And yes, there are more nuances, but this will do for now. Ultimately, CD is not a technical problem. Pipelines are somewhat easily automated, and there exist more CI/CD pipelines than there are teams practicing CI/CD. The hard parts of continuous delivery consist of people and processes. On the technical side, we only need version control and automated builds. But on the process side, CD requires that everything we want to do about the quality needs to be done before our work is integrated in the main branch, in the trunk. So the quality must be built in. And that is something that is quite often left out, what it means to build the quality in. I will get there, don't worry. But however we define what is done in our context, we need to have all those manual steps made before our work is integrated. So in order to find happiness, to bring back a smile on your faces, we need to find a way to work. In a way that we are done after every single commit. And how do we work in that way? And this is a good time to talk about collaboration. We usually prevent CD from happening because we are stuck in our ways of working. CD is a lot harder to achieve when the team is working in asynchronous ways. And in our line of work, we usually want some sort of a peer review to happen, and it usually means reviewing pull requests. And when we are working in this asynchronous manner, this will add delays into our process, which are basically quite the opposite from continuous. Dragan Stepanovic has interesting findings on pull requests. He studied 40,000 of them in product teams. He studied the engagement, the size of the pull requests, and the passing time. And pretty much the whole industry agrees that pull requests should be small. But however, when they were small, their passing time was proportionally a lot longer compared to larger commits. Put in another way, it was more beneficial for the developer to create larger pull requests. And eventually, this will make the whole pull request process go down, because when we are having larger larger pull requests, it sets the engagement down. There is lesser conversation about the pull request. Like why do we have this process at all? Why do we put something to review if no one is going to give any feedback for it? With pull requests, we need to find the balance between throughput and quality. We need to find that sweet spot there. To keep the quality and the speed, we need small changes and high engagement. And when we're using pull requests, and in order for things to move fast, PRs must be small, and the time to respond to that must go down to 0. And when it does, it's basically called pair programming, or ensemble programming, or software teaming, whatever. The PR process in its best is when the batch sizes are small, and it's fast, and you get a lot of feedback on your pull requests. And why won't we do that the best way possible? Why won't we just work together? Having asynchronous pull requests won't technically prevent you from having CD. It just makes it a bit inefficient. It adds delays into your process. So the work in that point when you introduce a pull request, the work will wait. But there are also other phases where our work is just waiting. And in order for us to be happy, we need to find those places and minimize them. They are practically waste, and they drag down the progress. For example, I've been part of working in a team where testing happens after the work is integrated in the trunk. And that manual testing phase was mandatory and unnegotiable. And that won't comply with CD because the work is not done when it hits the trunk. If we want to dream of continuous delivery in a setup like this one, we have basically two options. We can simply accept this and trust that the developers will do quality work. Someone in power or the team decides that we don't require that manual testing before making a deployment. That testing can happen after the deployment if seen that it is needed. Or we could pair testing and development into the same phase, meaning that tester and developer work more closely together in a synchronous manner. Work is implemented and tested locally or in a shared short-lived branch, and when they're both happy, they integrate the work into the trunk. And this is kind of quite obvious, but also quite huge. What I'm talking about here is that the software developers and testers should work together, actually work together. Previously, I worked for the tester. So when I made some slice of a feature, I gave it further to a tester who took it, threw it against the wall, and did all those despicable things to it. I basically gave them something nice, and they just went and broke it. And who wants to work with a person like that, I used to ask. Someone who puts negative values in quantity field, or a floating point number. And I've never understood why would anyone want to buy -2.5 books. Didn't make any sense. But of course, it's very valuable. And I have always been in good terms with QA professionals, but the truth to be said, I have usually worked in an asynchronous manner with these professionals. I have thrown my work over a wall and called it a day. And this was actually something that was expected from me. This was included in the process. That wait time was setting there, and of course, that wait time drags down our team's progress. Now, in my new team, we are having glimpses of that something else is going to happen. In ideal situations, we are reviewing the code as we go, meaning that we are pair programming, but we are also testing our solution as we go, meaning that we include the tester to work together with us. And by that, we removed all the wait time, and we used to have that quite a lot. Plus, all the manual things we need to do about the quality in order to according to our team standards are done when our work hits the trunk. And I think that this is something that what it means to build the quality in. We follow our work to the end. We don't throw it over a wall for someone else to pick up. Also, when we are doing this, the amount of learning is practically insane. Instead of us syncing with our team 15 minutes a day, maybe standing up, we are spending most of our working hours with someone. And they have slightly different opinions and views that differs from us. And we share the knowledge related to the work because we are working together. And also when some new issues come up, we know where the relevant code is already located because we might have been even participating working on that piece of software. I think we are getting somewhere here. I think I just saw like a person from the neutral group, maybe a brief smile or something. But yes, pairing and ensemble programming will get you a long way, but it doesn't magically make CD reality. Because there is one quite nasty bullet point in definition of continuous delivery, or continuous integration to be precise, that states that new work does not break the delivered work. So if we want to be happy and practice CD, we need to find an answer, how do we work in this way? And I have two solutions. Yes, I have prepared. I have two solutions. First one is that we don't do anything. We stop all the work at that point. Our solution stays stable if no one touches it. But usually this is not an option, so I actually have just one option. What we should do is that we should focus on technical excellence. And by that, I mean that we should really concentrate on the quality of our system to be able to make stable deployments. And with these stable deployments, we can make steady progress. And what it means? Well, first thing is that it would be a very nice thing to have a loosely coupled architecture. Well, yes, basically, if the software components has clear inputs and outputs, and it's cut from the strict dependencies to another system, it can be called as loosely coupled. And the benefit of this is that that component can be tested in isolation, meaning that the tests can be fast. And bear in mind that on its own, this is a good purpose. If there's no other plus sides, this is the one that it's good. And additionally to having our blocks in order, we need a safety net. In other words, we need an adequate test suite we can trust. And how do we know that our regression tests are actually adequate? The ultimate goal is to have a test suite that when it shows green, we can make a deploy. So we need to define when our solution is deployable. What are the things that absolutely need to work in our system? And of course, this should be the majority of your system. Why would you build things that don't need to work? Well, there are, of course, more and less critical parts in every system, and at least you should test all those critical parts. But having a loosely coupled architecture accompanied with the test suite we can trust are, while they are both extremely beneficial things to have, but unlike starting to do pair programming or ensemble programming, or including other than developers actively take part of doing the groundwork on the system, these things take a lot of time if they're not in your focus from the day one. Changing a way of working is basically a decision. You can do after this conference, you can start doing pair programming or ensemble programming in your team. That is basically possible if you want. But having a loosely coupled architecture or having a test suite that covers the whole system, it cannot be done if it's not already there. It's a gradual work. But until we have these things, are we doomed to be one of those low-performing teams? And are we doomed to be sad to the rest of our lives? I would like to say we are not. Last October, when I started in my new team, we had release troubles. We still have them. We maybe we made like two deployments or something like that for the whole year. So it's not a release cycle. And although we are not high performers, but we have improved. But the early situation was basically due to the fact that our process contained a lot of manual work, especially in testing. So when we made a release candidate, it went through this manual testing phase, which took maybe a week, and of course there was bugs there, so we fixed them, and after all that testing phase took longer than 1 week. It took 2 weeks, and when that happened, the development version was diverged from the release candidate. So of course then we merged the development version into the release candidate, introducing more bugs, making the testing take even longer. And as I said, the time has passed, and maybe we have that empty case now. Uh, we have had smaller releases this year, and this was due to the fact that we are now trying to concentrate on quality. We do not have that a loosely coupled architecture for the whole system, nor do we have the request and test suite we can trust with our lives. But we are not either putting stuff to production just like putting there and closing our eyes. We are not doing that either. We are now starting to work as a team, and we are aware of the places where we do not have that proper safety net. And if we don't need to go to those places, we simply don't. And if we need to go there, we will fix them. We do it properly this time, and we are paying our loan back. And if it's too complex to fix in entirety, we'll fix at least some of it. And next time we need to touch it, we'll fix it a bit more. We are gradually gaining trust in our system and gradually gaining trust in our test suite. We practice this, what we call test during development, when we are doing anything new. It might not be test driven, although sometimes it is, but we try to focus on the main outcome, which is that all the new work must be automatically tested when the work hits the trunk. It has that adequate testing already in its place by then. And with these practices, we can be reasonably sure that the new work does not break the delivered work. Okay, let's imagine a bit into the future. Let's say that our architecture is taking its shape and starting to be more loosely coupled, and we are building the test suite we can trust, and we work as a team, and when the pipeline goes green, that will tell us that we can actually make a release. And at that moment, we have taken care of the hard parts of the continuous delivery. At that point, our CI/CD pipeline can be actually used as a CI/CD pipeline. And yes, I can see some of you are starting to smile. And yes, we should be happy at this point. We should be happy about what we have accomplished. And we should celebrate our win here, which will boost the team morale and want them to be even better. And we have set a quite ambitious goal, which we have actually achieved. But that is also a risky thing for a team, to achieve a goal. And at that point, when we achieve some goal, as a team, we should raise the bar. One key thing also found in State of DevOps reports is that high performers, they don't settle. They always come up with new ways how to improve their work. Like, in order to feel and do progress, you need something to aim for. And minimum of continuous delivery is a great start, but not your end goal. There is a lot of more that can be done. There's probably room to get the feedback from your customers. How they would like to have something more, something changed. You could maybe monitor the usage of your system to gain that feedback automatically. Maybe there's room to improve the security. It can be basically anything you can think of that will help you make better software. So, to wrap up, in order to be happy, we want to become a high-performing team. And to do that, we should aim to practice continuous delivery. And that means that our work must be integrated into the trunk in each commit. And this we achieve by putting the needed people working together. And the new work won't break the delivered work when we have that adequate regression test suite accompanied with loosely coupled architecture. What's adequate? It's for the team to decide. We start somewhere and we improve as we go. And when we reach our goal, we should celebrate the victory and raise the bar. Ultimately, we want our working days to provide us. Ultimately, we want our ways of working to provide us more of those good days at work. We want our product to be better at the end of the day than it was in the morning. And when this happens, we can close our laptops and feel a sense of accomplishment. And by making software better, we can be happy. Thank you, everyone. I hope you got some ideas on how to increase the happiness in your team. I can see the sad group was here. It's not that sad anymore. People are starting to, people are still smiling over there. And neutral group, you stayed in your character for this whole time. Thank you. Thanks you a lot. But anyway, if you have any questions or comments, feel to speak up. I'll answer them to the best of my knowledge.